Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to a new video on the channel. Going to be doing something different today. We're going to be predicting the 2020 AFL Finals Series, which will be beginning this Thursday night with the Cats and the Power. I want you guys to comment down below in the comment section who will win the grand final and maybe a little sneaky Norm Smith. Whoever gets it right, there will be a prize. So grand final winner and Norm Smith. Let's get into the prediction video. So we're going to start with the first play fourth matchup, and that is the Power and the Cats. Now, this game will be played at Adelaide Oval, so Port Adelaide will get their home final. This will be played at Adelaide Oval. My early prediction for this is that the Cats will just not be good enough to beat the Power just at home, just with everything that's been going on with COVID. Port Adelaide get a home final. Every single team that gets a home final will be tough to beat. I mean, West Coast can be tough. Brisbane will be tough. But I'm tipping the Power to win this quite comfortably, really. I reckon around 25 points as we move on to the next game. And that is the Lions and the Tigers. Now, I did say it would be tough for the home teams to win. Tough for the road teams to beat the home teams. But I'm going in a different direction. I have a feeling that the Tigers will win this game. I think the Tigers match up really well against the Lions. So I think Port Adelaide and Richmond will advance to the prelim finals, as the Lions and the Cats will lose. I don't think the Lions will lose by much. Every single time they've basically played the Tigers in the last, I think, 3 meetings, the Tigers have actually smashed them. So the Tigers just match up really, really well against this Lions team. And, I mean, I don't think Dusty Martin's ever lost at the Gabba, and I do not see that starting in the first week of the finals. So I think the Tigers will win this one quite comfortably. It won't be a complete smashing, but I feel like it will be around a 20-30 point win for the Tigers. If the Lions can kick straight, then maybe they're a chance. But I just feel like the Tigers are the best team in the comp at the minute, and I feel like they will get the job done. We move on to St Kilda and the Bulldogs, and this is probably one of the most interesting matchups of the first week of the finals. It's a twilight match at the Gabba. A lot of people I've seen their predictions are picking St Kilda to win this game. I'm going to go different. I think the Bulldogs, with their finals experience, will get the job done. I think this will be the closest match of the first week of the finals, and I honestly believe that the Bulldogs can win this one. I definitely feel like it'll be like a 1-goal margin, 2-goal margin, but I feel like the Bulldogs will advance, and St Kilda, they've had a really nice year. But I feel like they were getting tired near the end of the season. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go. But I'm tipping the Bulldogs to win this one to advance and the St Kilda Saints to be eliminated. Last game of the finals is the Collingwood Football Club going up against the Eagles. And this is definitely going to be a task for the Pies. This one's at Optus Stadium. I feel like this will be a blowout. I feel like West Coast will win this one quite comfortably. I feel like it could be around a 40-point margin. Last time these two teams met, it was actually in Perth, and West Coast just made short work of the Pies. Collingwood do have a few good players back. Jordan De Goey's back. Treloar's back. He came back a few weeks ago. But I feel like this Eagles team's on a mission, considering they're basically probably in the best form of the comp besides the Tigers. So I feel like the Eagles can get the job done, and I feel like they will advance to the next week of the finals. And Collingwood will be eliminated. Now, Collingwood, I feel like, will be back bigger and better next year. But I feel like this... it's just too much of a task for the Pies to win this one. So I'm tipping the Eagles to win this quite comfortably, and they will advance to week number 2 of the finals. So week number 2 of the finals, we get the Eagles and the Cats, which will probably be played at Metricon Stadium, and we get the Bulldogs and the Lions, which will also, this one will be played at the Gabba because the Lions will get that home final. The first matchup, the Eagles and the Cats at Metricon. Now, with no home finals for any team in this one, I feel like this one could go either way. I'm shifting towards the West Coast Eagles. I think the West Coast Eagles will win this game. I feel like Geelong have not really beaten anyone this season. I mean, yes, they've beaten some good teams. They beat the Lions at the start of the year. But this is a tough West Coast team, and I feel like they've just got probably one of the best lists in the comp. I feel like they will beat Geelong, and unfortunately, Geelong will go out in straight sets. And then the Eagles set up a massive matchup against the Tigers in week number 3. So I'm tipping the Eagles to win this match. I think it will be a close game, but I feel like the Eagles will get the job done by maybe around 23, 27 points. That's my margin. Comment down below what you guys think as we move on to the second game of the finals. And this is the Western Bulldogs and the Brisbane Lions, which will be played at the Gabba. I feel like the Lions will just be a little bit too strong for the Western Bulldogs, considering this is at the home of the Lions. I feel like the Lions will reach the prelim. They've probably made up for their errors last year against the Giants, and I feel like they'll get the job done, and they will move on to the prelim to take on the Port Adelaide Football Club for a chance to have a home grand final. Honestly, would not read about that. The home grand final will be played at the Gabba this year, so that'll be interesting. Make sure to comment down below who you guys think will win the grand final and a Norm Smith. I'll be giving that later on. So week 3 of the finals has the Tigers and the Eagles matching up, and the Brisbane Lions and the Port Adelaide Football Club. 2 massive games. This would set up a massive prelim week. West Coast and the Tigers. This will probably be played at Metricon Stadium, I'm assuming. I think Metricon will be Richmond's home. They've had some really good wins there, and Richmond did beat the West Coast Eagles there a few weeks ago, so I'm tipping the Tigers to win this one yet again. The Tigers are the team to beat. I can't go past Richmond at the minute, and I feel like they will just be a little bit too strong for this West Coast team. I definitely feel like this will be a close game. I don't feel like it will be any blowout, but I am tipping the Tigers to win this. So the Tigers will advance to their their third grand final in 4 years. So they'll have an opportunity to go back-to-back and win their third grand final in 4 years. Ridiculous. Probably on the same level as the Hawks when you really do think about it. But I feel like the Eagles will give it a red-hot crack. I just feel like last time the Eagles played the Tigers, it really shown Tigers are not full strength, and they still managed to beat the Eagles quite comfortably. So I'm tipping the Tigers to win this one as we move on to the final game of the prelim week, and that is the Port Adelaide Football Club and the Brisbane Lions. Now, this has everything in it. I honestly could go either way with this. Brisbane do match up pretty well against the Power, but considering Port Adelaide have had the week off, they got the home final. My tip is the Power will win this game, and they'll advance to the grand final to take on the Richmond Football Club. I feel like just this being in Adelaide, the crowd will be crazy. The build-up will be huge. Brisbane being a young team, I feel like Port Adelaide's strength around the ball will be a bit too strong. I feel like this will be just too big, and they'll be a little bit too big and too strong for this Brisbane team. So I'm tipping Port Adelaide to win this, and I'm tipping Port Adelaide to go through to the 2020 AFL Grand Final, where they will be matched up against the Richmond Football Club at the Gabba. So the grand final this year, we do know, is on a Saturday night. The grand final will be played at night, and that will be crazy. I mean, this game is hard to tip. I mean, Brisbane versus Port Adelaide in the 2020 grand final. Like I said, I will be coming back and I will be having a look to see how well I did in this prediction. I want to see what your guys' prediction is on who will win the grand final. It's probably going to be a little bit too much to see who actually make it. I mean, if you want to comment down on who will make it, the 2 teams will be making it, who will win. I could go either way with this. I mean, you've got Richmond, who are probably the informed team. They're going for their 3rd grand final in 4 years to win it. You've got Port Adelaide, who are basically been that up-and-coming side who basically everyone has been shocked by. They've been on top of the ladder since round number 1, and they definitely are the team they're the biggest improvers of season 2020, if you really want to think about it. I mean, you got St Kilda, but Port Adelaide, I feel like, will make the grand final. The game will be played at the Gabba. Now, Port Adelaide did meet Richmond earlier on in the season. That one was at Adelaide Oval and was probably the game of the year. I mean, that was probably the grand final preview. Game of the year, the Port Adelaide Football Club and the Richmond Football Club, which seen Port Adelaide get the job done in a very close game. So, my final tip. I don't want to get straight into it, but I want to tell you the reasons why I've done this. I've done this because basically on experience, basically what I've seen throughout this season. Now, the pros and cons of this, you could basically say, was Port Adelaide will get, Port Adelaide could be the team who just come out in grand final day and go crazy. But we've seen what happened last year in the 2019 AFL Grand Final. People were giving GWS Giants a chance against the Tigers, and that was just ridiculous. Now, Richmond will not be playing in front of their home crowd at the MCG like they would be previously. But this Port Adelaide football team, I feel like, can give Richmond a run for their money. I feel like Port Adelaide are a chance to win this grand final. I don't see Port Adelaide really rolling over like GWS Giants did and Adelaide did. This being at the Gabba will basically give both teams a stalemate. But my tip for this 2020 AFL Grand Final is the Richmond Football Club. So I'm predicting Richmond to win the 2020 AFL Grand Final. I feel like it'll be a good grand final. It'll be nice and tight. Considering it's going to be at night, it will be slippery. But I feel like Richmond will just be a little bit too strong and maybe win by around 2 goals. So that is my prediction. I am predicting the Richmond Football Club to win the 2020 Grand Final. I feel like it'll be a close game between them and Port Adelaide. They'll both win in week 1. They'll get the week off. They'll both get basically, you could say, the home final for Richmond. But I feel like Richmond will be too strong. They'll win their 3rd Grand Final in 4 years. I'm excited to come back and see what happens if this is the actual case. So before we close the video, this is my Grand Final prediction. Richmond and Port Adelaide winning in the first weeks, the Bulldogs winning in the first week, Eagles also winning, and then the Eagles and the Lions winning, and then setting up a really big prelim week. Comment down below, guys, what you think of my prediction. Do you think this is what's going to happen in the 2020 AFL Final Series? Do you see Richmond winning the Grand Final? I feel like Richmond will just be a little bit too strong. It's going to be weird to see the AFL Grand Final at the Gabba. Like I said, probably like a few days after the AFL Grand Final, we'll come back, we'll review this, and we'll see how we went. Maybe I go, could I go all the way and get everything correct? That would be crazy. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to comment down below the Grand Final winner, maybe the Norm Smith. You know I'm going Dusty Martin. Definitely feel like he'll win the Norm Smith. He's third in 4 years. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay blessed. Hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video on the channel.